Hello everyone, I'm Bjorn, Spanish, actually based in Finland. I'm a pyrography artist, which is the art of on wood, to burn wood to make any different kind of decorations, portraits, anything. This is my very first video that I start on my YouTube channel. You can check also my social networks as Instagram, Facebook, and I share with you my skills, my knowledge about this art. If you want to know, if you want to learn about it or how to make it, and as I'm Spanish, I can speak Spanish too. And so all that South America and Latin America community, you can have any questions. I'm pleased to answer what you want to know about this art. So as far as I did till now, this is my latest portrait that is still ongoing. He's Joe Gatto, is a comedian from America. So inspiring. This is the one that I'm making, still in process. This is the latest one that I made so far. It's already burned and varnished. That's why it's more bright and it shines a little bit. This is Einar Selvik, Norwegian singer, composer, musician from Vardruna, Norwegian band, folk band. It's so realistic, it takes time. Everything, the first that you need to do this kind of art, I think, is patience. Patience is so needed for this, to make this kind of handmade art. There I show you some tools that I use so far. This is the, of course you first have to draw your own design or your picture, drawing, comic style, illustration, animals, mandalas, whatever you like, whatever you want to do, to try to start with. You have to do it by, you can do it by hand with yourself, drawing on the wood with a pencil. There's other techniques that you can do, apply to put the picture in on the wood. It can be charcoal paper to copy from a print. I use many times that technique, so it takes me less time to do the drawing on the wood. Otherwise it will be so much work time, and then so of course the price will rise more because it's more hours working on it. Other techniques also I show, like tutorials or like videos about to do like handcraft, something like that, is to put some big simple designs on the wood, and then you can do it with some kind of chemical liquid so the wood absorbs the ink. But that's so for so simple designs, because if it's complex picture or it has different shades, something like that, then the wood gets like dark and gets like it's not so clear, and so it's not, by my opinion, it gets too like dirty, the wood. So if it's like a portrait, realistic, something like that, it doesn't work with that. It's only with can be for children, can be for starting, like to learn to use the tools of pyrography. But you can try, you can do it also simple designs or as a hobby, as much as you want. Patience is the first thing, and then when you have your chosen picture or drawing or anything on the wood, then you start burning with this kind of tool. This normally, like, I think it was from the tool to weld, welding smooth soft metals, but the used of it for art, then it became like they did this handy tool because it's much better to do. Even if you start, get a good tool like this one, because it's much comfortable to make the art. Otherwise, if you have a tool that is not so handy, you might thought that is not your thing. You might maybe give up with it because the tool is not, it doesn't help you. So my first tip about is like you get a proper one, even if it's cheap or anything like that, you can get this one because it's much more better to even to start. So you have this is this one is simple and it doesn't cost so much. You can check online, there's many brands, many different tools. This is good for me enough. I used to have one more professional, to say like that, but as I moved to Finland, then I had to get new tools and then I have to work with it. This is good enough because I have already the experience. It works good for me. You saw this one is what one of the this one and the other one I made with these tools. This was another one that I tried, but it's bigger, is thicker, is longer, so it makes a little bit difficult to make precise lines, thin lines, and the heat is so hard, so I use it only for bigger things or thicker lines or something like that. This is more thin, you can see the difference, it's shorter and smaller. This you can regulate the temperature, but anyway it's so hard to work with this, so I use it only for specific things. Then the other thing is I use this, you don't necessarily need to, and there's other pyrography artists that they work with it. I use gas, also fire, so I can fill up many, like if it's a black shirt or anything like that. Or then also for realistic portraits, I use this for the shades. So the shades of the face and the neck, it gives much more realism and deepness to the portraits. This it's so handy, and there's also many different brands. This you can take off the tip, so it's the heat that comes out from it. And then I helped myself that I saw from another pyrography artist, because I've been learning and improving with this, watching other artists how they do, and then I tried myself and it works for me and I keep going. I use this is normally for sculpting, and then you can see that it's like a bit burnt, and then I help myself with this to do like sharper lines or some curves, something like I don't want to get the heat to get darker, so you use this, you play with this to get shades and contrast. Also I use this if it's like longer lines, this is from steel, also for longer lines or harder heat or anything like that. Also use this is thicker, it's more fire,